There's only one now, why relativity of simultaneity is a myth. Hey, truth seekers. Welcome back to Aether and Atoms, where we smash sacred cows of modern science. Today we're taking down one of Einstein's biggest hits, the relativity of simultaneity, ρ(s) for short. In fact, like many of the other concepts in special relativity, Einstein wasn't the first to come up with this nonsense. It was Hendrik Lorentz and Henri Poincaré who invented this idea as part of their ad hoc hypotheses to try and salvage their failed theories. Einstein copied their ad hocs and included them in his theories. ρ(s) is the wild idea that now is different depending on how fast you're zipping around. Two events happening at the same time for me might be out of sync for you? Sounds like sci-fi nonsense, right? Some parallel universe garbage.
Imagine two observers, one seated in the center of a speeding train car, and another standing on the platform as the train races by. As the center of the car passes the observer on the platform, he sees two bolts of lightning strike the car, one on the front and one on the rear. The flashes of light from each strike reach him at the same time, so he concludes that the bolts were simultaneous, since he knows that the light from both strikes traveled the same distance to his eyes at the same speed, the speed of light. He also predicts that his friend on the train will notice the front strike before the rear strike, because from his perspective on the platform, the train is moving to meet the flash at the front and moving away from the flash at the rear. But what does the passenger see? As her friend on the platform predicted, the passenger does notice the flash from the front before the flash from the rear. But her conclusion is very different. As Einstein showed, the speed of the flashes as measured in the reference frame of the train must also be the speed of light. So, because each light pulse travels the same distance from each end of the train to the passenger, she can only conclude one thing. If she sees the front strike first, it actually happened first. Whose interpretation is correct? The observer on the platform, who claims that the strikes happened simultaneously, or the observer on the train, who claims that the front strike happened before the rear strike? Einstein tells us that both are correct, within their own frame of reference. This is a fundamental result of special relativity. From different reference frames, there can never be agreement on the simultaneity of events.
Well, buckle up, because I'm about to debunk this beast with cold hard logic, history, and a dash of philosophy. By the end, you'll see ρ(s) isn't a deep truth. It's a perceptual prank, a convention gone wild and empirically shaky. First off, quick primer for the newbies. ρ(s) says distant events' simultaneity depends on your frame of reference. Einstein's train thought experiment, lightning hits both ends at once for the platform guy, but the train rider sees the front hit first. Cool story, but is it physics? Or just bad lighting? Section 1, Logical Flaws. It's all smoke and mirrors. Alright, let's gut that train experiment. It's not relativity, it's optics. Light takes time to travel, so the moving observer just sees the strikes out of order because of signal delays. Correct for that transit time? Boom. Events are simultaneous in both frames. No magic needed. Correct Einstein's train math for delays, and strikes sync up every time. ρ(s) fails the sniff test, and it's propped by selective data. Section 2, Conventionality Trap. ρ(s) is just a bad habit. Now here's the mind bender. ρ(s) isn't even physics. It's a convention. Philosopher Hans Reichenbach dropped this bomb. Simultaneity hinges on how you sync clocks with light signals. That one-way light speed? Assumed constant, but it's arbitrary. Tweak the parameters, set it not to 1/2 for isotropy, and poof, absolute simultaneity returns. No relativity required. Malament's theorem tries to lock in Einstein's way, but it's circular, assumes ρ(s) to prove it. Want real simultaneity? Use explosions or momentum conservation, physical markers, not light tricks. ρ(s), just a lazy choice, echoing Poincaré's old quip that it's convenient, not true. Why cling to a convention when just one universal now fits the data cleaner? So there you have it, the relativity of simultaneity debunked. Logical quicksand, conventional crutch, empirical embarrassment, and philosophical flop. Time is a concept. It doesn't exist. There is only one present moment, and light reaching one observer before another simply means that light reached one observer before the other. Face it, Rho S feels wrong because it is wrong. Physics should explain the world, not redefine it to fit equations. Peace out, stay in the now.